5RATFORCESTAFF have to match that. Like, they have to ensure that this aggression doesn't go unpunished, that they manage to protect DNM's farm, that they allow him to get online a lot faster. And if they can get that done, I think you have a pretty solid chance on 5RAT. I mean, even when they were behind in that last game, even when they'd lose DNM, we'd see them take these fights and still win. They know what to do.
Well, Jonathan, we do have a video from Speed that we can show right now. We're going to ask the man, what is the best start to a game? Let's hear what Speed had to say.
Yeah, so when it comes to the starting of the match, we're particularly good at feeding first blood. We like to make sure we're at a really big disadvantage before the game starts.
30 seconds.
Thank you very much for that, that Speedy. You heard the man. He likes to feed over.
That's something. Hey. You see, with these video interviews with Speed, guys, this is a free look into his game leap. Okay?
Right. This is
free look into his lessons. This is huge. Just feed first blood. That's it. Easy games.
But I heard nothing about Midas's, John. What about the Midas?
He actually hasn't done. But you know what? This could be a Slark Midas game. Let's go.
All right, let's get into it. Game number 3. DNM going to go on to Funnick already. Just a bit of harassment. Nothing to write home about. What lane do we start in, Jonathan? How do we make our observer's life a living hell?
just choose something randomly right now, Mike. Out of context.
BTB. Yeah, that's right, BTB. Just go to the base. It's probably your best bet at this point.
Lots of action there, of course.
Mid lane, we have Dendi against Kits here. Though he is looking at the bot lane. I'm going to snitch on PTP right now. He was looking at the bot lane there for a moment. Mid lane, Dendi and Kits going at it. The Tiny versus Primal Beast matchup. Who does it favor, Jonathan?
You still have a lot of play here as the Primal Beast, but the base damage of Tiny's pretty damn good. The one thing is, physical damage coming out from Dendi will rip through Kits if he's not careful. Like, you have 0 armor, you trample on him with the Uproar running, it's not going to take too much to kill off Kits. He will have a way of tossing back. Avalanche and toss back, there's always a bit of a save, as long as the creep wave is there. But I feel like this should be a little bit easier for Dendi, depending on how Kits plays and how he counter-uses his spells to stop Dendi from running him down.
Bot lane, of course, you have a look there. Speed and Stominant against Stonebank and Lowdine. The Beastmaster against Ursa again. We've already kind of seen this one. Of course, last game around, Speed had a very rough laning stage, and that was based off the fact that Dendi kept rotating down bot. In fact, I did make the comment that it was a bit unusual to rotate so early for Dendi. I believe it was level 5 that he made the first rotation, but it ended up working out very, very well. I kind of wonder if we see a similar thing where he just continues to focus on that Beastmaster and make sure Speed just can't take off.
I think that's the right idea. Like, Speed still got some decent timing on his Helm of the Dominator, but he was just constantly camped. He kept losing his large creep, and I think that's... You just take away that early pressure of Speed, of that Beastmaster. You ensure the lanes won't get shoved in. You secure yourself a pretty good time. You allow a lot of room to come out for Stonebank. You allow a lot of room for Funnick to get that build-up that he loves to work himself into as well. And again, that was one issue that Bait corrected, because before Dendi, as you mentioned, he doesn't rotate too much. But we've seen how successful they can be with that early aggression. And again, we heard them, they love Radiant, they love being aggressive in Radiant. They're lined up for it.
Top lane, Funnick going to secure first blood. DNM, the one to go down. A massive pick-off here for the side of Bait early on. Great start and probably the best target you could have asked for. Funnick, he'll be very happy with that.
It's a big kill. Really strong lane for Funnick to play with as well. They might be able to find Albino here as well.
Stominant trying to run. Going to be okay. Stonebank now the one in danger. Meanwhile, top lane is where all the action's happening. Albino Zebra going to drop as well. Moose and Funnick just getting so aggressive.
I mean, they have so much stun, so much damage coming out with this duo. It's one of the things with the silencer. Once it's out of position, it's just so easy to bully out with the burst you have on hand from Bait. Funnick setting himself up for a really good lane, and once more slowing down DNM's early game. The Slark can farm fairly well with the Dark Pack, but it's not the comfiest position to stall out waiting for a couple of starting items on that Slark to get going.
See what they can do to try and recover this top lane. It's been a bit of a rough start, to say the least. Going back to the mid lane for a moment, Kits is having a fantastic time on this Tiny. Dendi going to go for a bit of a trample once again, not able to get too much damage off. I'm keeping an eye on the mid lane quite a bit because I want to see if Dendi's going to make those same rotations down bot. Because Speed right now top the CS board, 20 and 6, having a very, very, very good time on that Beastmaster. You do want to slow him down as much as possible, and you can see Stonebank, he is not having a very good time. Balls flying out. He has not gone for the Wild Axes build. He is maxing out the balls this time around on the Beastmaster, and it is paying off.
Yeah, it's a good correction coming out from 5RATFORCESTAFF. Having the stronger start for speed, having that threat of the early Dominator, even up against something like the Mirana, it still drags a lot of tension away. And Dendi, he might be able to. He is rotating. There's no vision down here from the side of 5RATFORCESTAFF. And he's going the same angle once more. Through the back of that tier 1, checking the triangle.
Oh boy.
Might be able to sneak in here.
That's a big loss. Ring of Health being lost there for Stonebank. Stominant able to find the courier. In comes the onslaught. Speed does cop it. You know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me is the old expression. But Speed, this time around, close enough to the tier 1 tower that he is going to survive through it. He'll be fine. Lodine, maybe not so much. Oh, he does get the salve off just in the nick of time. He's going to survive. Stonebank, however, playing risky on the edge, is going to be able to Earthshock out of there. But for now, Dendi's rotation does not pan out.
Good read from 5RATFORCESTAFF, knowing what happened there in Game 2. Managed to counteract it. They're getting a lot more presence here from Stominant on the Rubik as well. Not being caught out as much. So, an early start still being built into. Stonebank, I mean, he's having to eat through a lot of tangos to stay in this lane. Not the healthiest position for these two on the safe lane right now. And because Dendi left without a kill, Kits gets to get a lot more EXP going his way as well. So it's starting to reach that early level 6 mark. Maybe the value point can grow, maybe a little bit more damage out. Toss here can amount to a lot. I think the one concern for 5RAT is still this really good lane coming out from Bait for Funnick. Still off there in CS, keeping DNM down by a good amount. And there's just no early aggression Albino Zebra can connect with DNM here.
Not so much. Like you said though, Funnick's having a great old time up at top. That's one of the saving graces right now. Bottom lane, bit of a chase onto Stominant. Be around for that 6-minute bounty rune. Again, the Mars completely uncontested, but so is Speed on the Beastmaster, so both offlaners having a fantastic time. Stonebank really struggling in this bot lane. Does need some help. Lodine, or rather Lodine, caught out and he's gone. No leap leveled up, so he has no way out if he does get caught. And that's an interesting way to build the Mirana against the Beastmaster Rubik, right? Because you think the leap would have heaps of value. Dendi does rotate, only finding Stominant. It is a trade of supports. The thing is, that's not the target he's here for. So I kind of question whether these rotations are costing Dendi more than he's gaining.
Yeah, it's not the best trade-off, giving Kits this free lane with a siege creep as well. He's already starting a steady siege, although they might find him.
Kits, he's okay. He just tosses Dendi away, no problem. With that, full bottle here from Stominant. Meanwhile, top lane though, Funnick doesn't land the spear. DNM going to be just fine to back off, have the Dark Pack going anyway. They want to keep that aggression going at this top lane, but now Kits does rotate and they want to go right after Funnick's Mars, and looks like they've got him. Leash is there, Cookie will do nothing, and he does drop DNM. Able to get a bit of revenge here and a very nice rotation out from Kits.
And that's the difference now with Bait and 5RATFORCESTAFF. Kit's own movement out, much more successful, bigger target to find, and DNM does get one permanent Agi stack off the back. But you're pretty damn happy here on the side of 5RATFORCESTAFF. 3-2, slight kill lead for Bait, but a 1k lead for 5RATFORCESTAFF early on. Smoke move from Dendi though, still has that Pulverize to play with.
That he does, into the mid lane. They'd love to find Kits here on this Tiny. Onslaught will connect. Trample is there. Toss away towards that range creep. Lodine trying to find some kind of angle here, but has nothing. And, well, he's jumped right into Speed. One more hit would do it on the Mirana. He'll try to arrow and get away from the situation. Meanwhile, DNM, he ends up dying top lane. Solo to Funnick. That's problematic.
Yeah, he had the arena up. Just managed to pin down at Slark. No Shadow Dance available for DNM. They do manage to find him around again, denying to the tower, but it's costly. It's not worthwhile to drag all your supports out there for that kind of move. DNM needs some room to grow. He doesn't even have his... Well, he does have the power treads now at the least. And will hit level 6 on his creep wave. that same move isn't going to be as effective, but oh, maybe it will be.
Yeah, here we go again. Cookie's gonna land, Scatter Blast is out. DNM forces Shadow Dance to be able to get away from that. So much aggression here against the Slarkin, where he is so susceptible at these earlier levels. Really great plays here from Funnick in the offlane to keep ensuring DNM is not gonna have himself a good early game. 4-3 now, 1k net worth lead, or just even less than 1k net worth lead the way of 5RATFORCESTAFF. Nothing to write home about, that's for sure. And now Dendi even rotates up. See if they can find this Slark. DNM trying to go for a bit of a body block on that creep wave, but he does trample the creep wave instead. So it seems like Dendi might just kind of settle for going after the tier 1 tower instead. 5RATFORCESTAFF, they have smoked up, and it seems like they are going to run up and try to set up a fight here up at this top lane. Dendi gonna break the smoke. Moose is there as well. They'll aim down the snapfire, but there is a lot of heroes around. Not the fight that 5RAT wanted. They were intending to fight with the Slark. Stominan, he does get caught by a Cookie, and it seems like Funnick will happily claim the kill.
Yeah, it's a nice little pick off to get. It is buying space for 5RATFORCESTAFF, taking the attention away just for a moment from DNM.
Lowdyne. Hard stop, but he's still going to be okay. The Avalanche not going to connect in time. In fact, Dendi going to rotate. Albino Zebra getting caught by the arrow. Really has no way out. He'll try to focus down Lowdyne, but in the end will just die.
Yeah, it's starting to pile up for Bait. I mean, these aren't the biggest kills in the world, but they are important to kind of snowball on Dendi. He still has that Pulverize, another smoke coming out here from the side of Bait. If they manage to punish Speed, that would kind of equalize all things, because it's Speed that's benefiting the most from the space here.
Another onslaught. They really want this Beastmaster. Mortimer's Kiss is out. This time they'll have Speed. Mind you, in comes the cavalry. They want to try and punish Dendi for this kind of movement, and they may just. Avalanche Toss is there. The Primal Beast being cookied away. Can they get Dendi out? The tree throw will connect. Even the Dominated Creep is after him now. Dendi will drop in Speed. He will have his revenge from the grave.
Yeah, and that's actually really good for 5RATFORCESTAFF because they stole Pulverize on Stominan as well. So he has, you know, not the highest points in Arcane Supremacy for the range, but it's going to be funny seeing a Rubik lift someone up and down, at least. It's always funny.
Always a pleasure. While we do have a chance, John, of course, we do have our betting odds from our betting partner, esportsbets.io. Just a reminder, 5RATFORCESTAFF, 1.56 to the 2.35 of Bait. Fairly close, and we are at a third game, so the odds this time around, they certainly made sense.
Yeah, it's a lot closer, especially in comparison to the earlier series we had there. And we are seeing, again, the growth of Bait. They've sort of improved a lot in the span of a day. Maybe it's just the difference in opponents. I would say 5RATFORCESTAFF is not any easier of a team to play against in comparison to Wildcard as well. So they've just corrected really well, and we saw Bait make those small adjustments before. A little bit of poke on Dendi. The game has gotten a little bit more passive now, just getting that farm up. We are seeing Stonebank again going for the Battle Fury, and the timing of it is looking good. Shove down mid with a Skellies.
My favorite neutral keep, the Dark Troll Summoner. Dendi even gonna onslaught it just to make sure the damn thing dies. Kids, trying for a toss, not gonna find it. Unfortunate. The T1 though, almost dropping. I'll tell you, John, do you remember the time where Dark Troll Summoner could summon skeletons way faster? Oh man, I had so much fun with that.
It's absolutely disgusting. It was fun to watch.
It was
fun
amazing.
to experience. Always got a good chuckle, Phonic.
Big pickoff. He's had a very good What a Pulverize. Spear stolen as well. Funnick's going to be a little bit cautious. They'll speed Dendi away on the Primal Beast, and DNM in the end, he does get through it. He'll survive.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't commit too hard. That is Shadow Dance down on DNM, but you buy more time for the Slark. Echo Saber not too far away, at the least. You're down to some key timings, but it's still nothing in comparison to how well Stonebank will be farming once that full Battle Fury is up. 400 gold away, so it's not going to take too much for Stonebank to kind of start using the space a lot better as well. But if you look at 5RATFORCESTAFF, speed at number 1, Overlord not too far off. So the Ancient Creep coming out. Look at this army. There you go, Mike. 6 skeletons. Very nice.
I remember the days when you could summon 50 of those things, Jonathan, in the span of 10 seconds. It was amazing.
Those tier 3s just fell. The game would just end.
So much MMR was won with this creep before they nerfed it. Why'd you nerf it, Valve? It was amazing the way it was. Just leave it alone. Radiant Jungle, albino Zebra. Going at it against Lowdyne, but it's going to be okay to back off. Lowdyne, sleep away. 5RATFORCESTAFF trying to get aggressive here, it seems. Dendi gonna TP out in time, won't get caught. Seems like Stottman just gonna get some deep wards down. I feel like I'm never gonna get used to saying his name, by the way, John. Stottman.
Yeah, Stottman. Really nice name. Always fun to say. You just enjoy the way it rolls off the tongue, Mike. And
you
then,
try doing play-by-play and then tell me that, John.
Fair enough, Mike. I have an easy job here. Echo Saber up on DNM. Battle Fury up on Stonebank. So Stonebank is set to just get some deposits into the bank relatively soon.
Oh.
And the Blink is up on Kits. That's the big one. They can be aggressive. They can look for the toss-back plays. They can play off the back of that, follow up with a roar. It's starting to hit that mid-game timing for 5RATFORCESTAFF. I think the one thing is for DNM to join in, he's gonna need the Ags, and that's still quite the journey for the Slark to farm up to. And you know, it's not like Slark is the quickest farmer in the world here. Stonebank again, just starting to ramp up quite a fair bit. For bait, this BKB for Dendi is not too far off. Funnick, BKB Blink also, well, the Blink's still a ways off, but at least the BKB is almost done. So you're going to have a lot of options. You're going to force a choice out from Speed with that Roar. It's still 5RAT off for a smoke.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Through the river they go. Not many targets showing on the map right now from Bait, but you do have Funnick up at the top lane. So they have spotted out Lowdyne. Toss him back with the Avalanche, and Lowdyne eventually just going to drop. Top lane, DNM hanging around Funnick. Making sure he can't just TP away. He'll get started with the right clicks here onto the Mars. Funnick. There's the pounce out. Team is incoming. He'll try for the TP play, and he's going to be alright. I thought he'd hold the pounce for the TP, but he does use it a bit preemptively.
Yeah, misses an opportunity, but still opens up that top tier 1 for a bit of a shove in. Doesn't take too long for Speed, along with his helm with the Overlord creep. So they're getting some space out in 5RATFORCESTAFF. They're working the map better. They still have their mid tier 1. And they've managed to take 2 tier 1s now, opening up a bit of a path onto that dark triangle. Mid is slowly falling. It's only a wisp away from dying here as Bait was first move.
What is a wisp, Jonathan?
A wisp of air?
No, that doesn't make sense.
Yes, it does.
Funnick, he's going to move in. Oh, that's a great arena. He's got 3 targets now, but a stolen arena now from our Rubik's dominant. He catches 3. They've got nowhere to go. They're all trapped up.
Oh,
DNM,
man.
He'll move right in onto Dendi. Onslaught away is not going to matter. Perfect steal from Stomminen. And now even Kit's fighting Lowdyne. Now that's a team fight.
That really is. Lots of small things happening there. Blink away from Kits out of the arena. Good positioning out from Stomminen as well with that steal. And they just had to follow through. It looked like a great way to start for Bait, but they didn't connect in the ways they'd want to. These 2 heroes, the Tiny and Rubik, finding the angle to come back in, just managed to pay it off in a big way. They forced that fight with only the BKB on Funnick. Dendi didn't quite have the gold for his own. And that's just enough. You pin down that Primal Beast. We saw it in Game 2. If you prevent him from getting the pulverized target, then he's a non-factor. You know, you take him out, team fight simplifies, and you can just clean up from there. They didn't quite have the combination with the kisses coming off as well, with how close they were together in that arena.
Certainly not. It was a perfect setup from Stomminen, just not letting anyone else get out and kind of just setting up the team. Just here, I've got him. I'm holding him hostage. Just hurry up. And that they did. So 7-8. 2k advantage for 5RATFORCESTAFF. Seems like everything just going their way. Age is sitting on DNM. He's going for that Aghanim Scepter up next, and we've all seen how powerful this Slark gets once you have the Ags up. It's the fun part of playing Slark, that's for sure. Meanwhile, top lane, Kit staring down Lodine. Not going to try for an attempt. Dominant. Going to take the leap away from Lodine, and that'll be about it. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Moose playing with fire here. He's going for that Aghanim Scepter up next, and we've all seen how powerful this Slark gets once you have the Ags up. It's the fun part of playing Slark, that's for sure. Meanwhile, top lane, Kit staring down Lodine. Not going to try for an attempt. Dominant. Going to take the leap away from Lodine, and that'll be about it. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Moose playing with fire here as DNM is just hitting the creep wave, but won't get close enough for them to make the jump in. So with that 5RATFORCESTAFF, well, they have a Beastmaster after all. Naturally, they're going to go right after this tier 2 bottom tower. They'll make pretty sure work of it, I think.
Yep. They force out the glyph while the creep wave is away as well. So they've got a clear path onto that tier 2. And Bait slowly pouring in for the defense.
I mean, you say that, John. There's only one person there right now.
Funnick came down. You know, slowly. He came. Nah, not gonna go for it. No blink on Funnick does make it hard to initiate, to set up for the Arena Kisses combination. So it's just not quite the time for Bait to take these counter fights, take the initiative in the defense just yet. 3K lead up for 5RATFORCESTAFF as well. And they've still got a decent chunk of time left on this Aegis. With the Ags up on DNM, they're ready to go.
That they are. Dindy, he's going to show. Pounce out immediately, DNM. No hesitation. Wants to go right after that huge target in the Primal Beast. But he did cop an arrow, I believe. Or was that the creep? Maybe it was a creep. It won't matter, DNM. He won't find the kill, but he is able to back off just fine.
How does Stominen always get pulverized?
I mean,
he's got the range now. You know, he's got Atrial Lens and Max Arcade Sprint. I want to see this. This is fun.
The Gommel Gommel no pulverize here from Stominen. Here we go. My favorite.
The funny thing is, the animation is just, it looks like he's just headbanging. He's just rocking out to some music, and that's enough to lift someone up.
5RATFORCESTAFF. Still holding to that advantage. Bait. The one's on the back foot right now. Stonebank is farming very effectively, though. Still ahead of the Slark in terms of farm. So you've got that going for you. The Ursa is still having a great old time.
Yeah.
See if he just is able to make that work into a win here for game number 3.
Yeah, I don't think it's as dire for 5RATFORCESTAFF or Stonebank to be as farmed as he is. As the Slark does enjoy these tanky heroes. When Enrage is on, if Slark just keeps hitting you with Shadow Dance, with Depth Shroud, he will build up a load of Agi, and it's going to be easier for him to run you down eventually as well. So it kind of goes back and forth there. It's not the biggest issue in the world. I think the side of 5RATFORCESTAFF have adjusted themselves for the Ursa. Mass TP's up top.
But there's your pulverizer from Stominen. Right after the Ursa. I mean, it's not quite the range you wanted on that jump, but there, you know, it's there. The pulverizer's out.
Immediate smoke. Pulverize cooldown level 2. 28 seconds on a Rubik. Very nice.
Very nice indeed. He'll have it up for the next fight. I mean, he's got it up in 5 seconds.
I want to see it.
Oh, he's going to do it to Dendy too. That's the worst part.
Oh, here we go. Come on.
No, he does BKB. He'll be okay.
Slowdown.
Oh,
come on. Oh, does it just drag them to him? It looks like they just get dragged next to him, I think.
I mean, he lifts them, John, and drags them back.
It would be so funny to see that onto a Primal Beast. Such a big hero, and this guy's just...
Yeah, I mean, this is the Rubik she told you not to worry about.
That is true.
He's been lifting this guy. Here we go. Funnick. All right, he's fine. He's just going to TP out of the bot lane. All right, 4-staff still having a look around their Radiant jungle. Not going to find too much here. They do control pretty much most of the map. Bait are the ones that need to try and find a way into this, back into this game, and it kind of reminds me of game 1 where they just look a little bit lost. Like, if the early game doesn't go well, mid-game comes around and they just kind of, you know, you get to a point where it's like, well, what's the game plan now?
They could definitely still take initiative here. even being 5k behind, they've got good item spikes on Funnick and Dandy. Blink BKB on Funnick. Blink still 1,000 gold away for Dandy, but even just Funnick's Blink is enough. You've got the Kisses combination on that. I don't think you should be as scared as you are on the side of Bait. At the same time, forcing a fight while you don't see Albino Zebras, tough. Because if you do commit, Global Silence doesn't care for those BKBs. It'll just ruin it. So maybe that's why they're kind of taking it slow. And they know that there's a lot of counter-fight tools on 5RATFORCESTAFF, and that's just taking away the initiative, which they had a lot of in Game 2, and that's where the success came from.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They'll just hang around that Radiant Triangle. 5RATFORCESTAFF, I mean, they are hanging around. Like, they do want the fight. They know exactly where Bait are, but they're not willing to try and make the move into that triangle. It's just way too risky. There's no need for them to take that risk at the moment. Just when you control so much of the map, you just keep that farm going. It's gotten to a point where Speed's just got a full BKB up, going for the shards up next. So you're going to have the dive bomb on the Call of the Wild Hawk. Very, very painful indeed. There's your smoke up now from Bait. They've had enough of waiting. Want to try and get something for their trouble. Albino Zebra, naturally going to be the sacrificial target. He will get shredded here by Dendy and even Stominant. Also getting caught out. So the smoke does end up paying off here for Bait. And 5RATFORCESTAFF, they don't want to take this kind of fight.
No, they need the supports on hand. At the least, they need Albino Zebra around. Just to have that save in the Global Silence. So, a big opening for Bait to at least work some of these lanes back their way. Maybe even an objective if they want to. Tier 2s are pretty tough. Respawns are short. But they are taking away some of that farm. Just being efficient. Stone Bank and building up. Didn't have to pop the BKB there. Basher is going to be a major nuisance for them in the middle of these fights. But 5RAT are ready.
DNM looking at Dindy right now. Love this target. Kids gonna make the jump with the Avalanche Toss combination. There's your Mars Arena being dropped. Kids, he's taking a fair bit of damage on this Tiny, but it seems like the side of Bait are the ones that need to back off because DNM's a huge problem right now. They'll get rid of Funnick. They even find moves on the Snapfire. That'll be another. 2 down for the side of Bait. And hell, DNM's not done yet. He'll have a look through the Radiant Jungle rather. Won't find anyone. And instead, they're going to head into that mid-tier 2 tower. They just push so darn quick.
Yeah. Doesn't take too long to just melt it with that Ancient Creep that speed drags along. On the side of 5RATFORCESTAFF, you can see the issues for Bait starting these fights. They pop their BKBs, they come in, they commit to control, Global Silence come on, and you just don't have a fight. You just don't have the control that you're looking for. Into the Roche, 5RAT goes. They've got the shard here, Roche number 2. So Depth Shroud for free for DNM. Huge. Like, even more saves, even more ways of just cutting off the fights from Bait.
There you go. Shards up, Aegis up, DNM, he'll take it all. I hate Depth Shroud, by the way.
It is.
I
insane.
hate this ability so much.
You know what it is? It's almost like OD Astral on steroids.
Yeah.
It is so annoying. And OD Astral with shards is already like the most tiltable thing to watch unfold in front of you, right? Like, you almost have a guy, he has a blink, he gets Astral, you can see him walk. You can see him, the walk doesn't even matter for the most part. It's like 40% move speed, it doesn't get you anywhere. But just the fact they're walking around you, it sends such strong mental damage to you.
And I was playing LC the other day. You duel somebody, if he Depth Shroud on top of that person getting dueled, the duel stops. Like, I thought Depth Shroud was meant to hide the person, but apparently it just makes them completely non-existent.
Yeah, that is interesting, because Astral doesn't interrupt the duel. I mean, it keeps the duel going when you Astral, right?
Yeah.
So,
but Depth Shroud just stops it. Like, no more fighting, that's it.
I guess the message there, Mike, is you're not going to win that duel.
I was going to win that duel, Jonathan. I still remember. It upsets me till this day. DNM, moves. Gonna be okay, he'll cookie up. 5RATFORCESTAFF. Smoke up behind DNM. Dendy has a blink now, by the way, so he can close the gap very effectively. Albino Zebra, probably the target you really want to try and go after. Funnick is going to get jumped on. DNM getting to work. Arena down. Raw committed. There's your global silence. Where's this Ursa going? He's attacking everyone, but nobody's really dying, and now the turnaround could be here with the BKB to wear out. DNM will make the pounce in. Big avalanche out as well. Dendy trying to help the best he possibly can. Speed, he will be the first one to drop, but Stonebank is gone. This is problematic now for Bait. The run back towards the base. DNM, however, he's not done. He'll keep moving in for more. So will Kits with a great toss back onto Moose. Dendy's still trying his absolute best to find something for his team, but DNM is just tearing them a new one. Pouncing for more underneath the tier 4 towers. He'll find a double, but now he needs to get out of those tier 4 towers. Whoopsie daisies. That'll be the Aegis God. It won't matter too much though, he's alright. They basically wiped them.
Yeah, they clean up so well. Really good tosses coming out there from Kits. Jumping in, tossing out the Ursa, just providing them that opening to clean up. But that did kill Speed, but you know, sacrifices must be made.
Oh, what a pulverize from Stominant. Oh, another pulverize coming out. Oh, Stominant. It's just so funny seeing the Rubik do it to the Primal Beast.
He might
Stominant.
lose the gem though. No, he's gonna have pulverize.
He's alright.
No.
The speed did not land onto a tree. He is fine.
I thought Stominant would still wait and just come back in with the pulverize again. Why is it so low cooldown? And it's just Rubik has
so
such insane
good.
range.
This tiny green man is just lifting up this huge Primal Beast.
Oh!
Here we go. They've got Funnick. He'll BKB up though, he'll be okay. But DNM, he can just get to work. He just wants to right click at the moment. Nice spear away from Funnick.
I love that Stominant is really just here. You know, he's not going away. He knows I've got this really good spell. We can keep fighting, and I don't need to be that close because look at my cast range. Very nice.
Very nice indeed.
Can you imagine if he got his spell amp and pulverize actually starts to hurt?
I think it'd be pretty fun to watch, that's for sure. 5RAT. Looks like they're trying to focus down that top tier 2 tower now.
That should help.
Shouldn't be too much work for him. Speed with the old Ancient Thunder Hide. Dendy will be around to defend. Moonlight Shadow was popped, but he's the only one around. The rest of Bait drawing out lines through the bot lane. Dendy pops his BKB trying to get out of this. DNM doesn't have anything like a bash on. Speed was not in range for the roll.
That is still a forced BKB. That could make or break the next team fight here for Bait on the high ground. It does look like 5RAT is looking elsewhere though. Looks like they are looking down bot. Stominant still has that pulverize here.
That he does. Here we go again. Funny. Lift it up. There's your pulverize onto the bars. It's actually a fair bit of damage coming out. BKB TP away. Funnick's going to be just fine.
That's never not entertaining.
I mean, it's just so busted on Rubik though. Like with the cooldown being so low, it's pretty ridiculous how often you can just lift someone into a pulverize.
Yeah, the funny thing is you double lift them. Telekinesis back into pulverize.
Yeah.
So they're just up in the air the entire time.
He's a gym bro, this Rubik. He's just lifting all the time.
He is. He definitely is.
The enemy, they're just marring.
Ah.
Always marring.
All they can do is really admire it.
Oh, you're too young to be
Myron?
in those days. Myron?
Yeah, I know Myron.
Oh, you know, okay.
I know
All
Myron.
right, all right.
I just speak English, Mike.
Okay.
No, I was gonna say though, this is starting to be a bit dicey. Whenever we see Bait have to use their BKBs to TP, which, you know, I don't want to raise painful memories, but yesterday was one of those days.
Oh.
It's not good. Your BKBs are dwindling down, 6-second BKBs now on a couple. So your window to take care of DNM, to take care of Kits, maybe clear out Speed, it's just shrinking. And it's becoming harder and harder to work this out. They've not been able to use this Arena Kisses combo. They've managed to use Kisses Pulverize once, and that's been it. It's just really hard to do that because of the global silence. You need to kill Albino Zebra first. But he is just staying so far away that he's actually not dying too much. And now he has his refresh. So, in double silence, you can't find that opening. It's just difficult.
It's going to be pretty tough, that's for sure. Dominant. Blink away. Aetherland's now up as well on speed, so plenty of range for that roll. Bait, 15k behind. Scanned out as well in their own triangle, so forget about any kind of attempt at a smoke, I think.
I'll take that.
5RATFORCESTAFF may slowly making their way over. Roshan's still a while till we find out when it's going to spawn up. Just about 35 seconds till we find out. I think the next objective here for either side. Of course, Bait are the ones that need to try and find a way to fight 5RATFORCESTAFF over it. The Skadi now up on DNM. Life even harder for Bait.
I'm interested in Bait's itemization. Funnick's going like full damage dealing on the Mars. He's gone Desolator. He's going for Satanic next. Nothing like utility. I feel like there's a lot of value in something like a Lotus Orb here. Just dispelling off some of that control. Taking care of silences would be big. I'm not sure how much value you'll get from the Deso. I mean, it'll allow him to farm. And we know Funnick has a propensity for farming from that offlane. But in terms of like fixing issues in these fights, I don't think it does that much.
I do kind of agree with you on that. Like, it doesn't feel like damage is the thing that's lacking right now. Then again, we aren't the experts. I mean, these guys are pros, so we'll see what... You know, Funnick, he's been around for a long time. Let's see what pans out here. 5-on-5 smoke. DNM has his smoke broken. We'll just jump in immediately onto Lowdine. Both pounces miss, however. Moose and Funnick both getting caught out by Kits. That's the big problem. Even Stonebank on the Ursa was stunned up for quite a while. There's your Global Silencer. No follow-up spear in the arena. And both are down. On they go, DNM after Dendi, but they don't have the detection right now to see them through the Moonlight Shadow. Instead, though, they could probably just start going high ground, honestly.
Yeah, there's not much really stopping them. No arena, Pulverize is still up. No buyback on Funnick. You've got enough time to whittle that down. Maybe they want the Roshan security first, 40 seconds away. They can be patient. They've still got one more use of the Global Silence with a refresh. So, you know, things are still looking good here for 5RAT4. Bait, I mean, the smoke on smoke timing, they had a good position, but DNM just forcing
Top
the
lane.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's dominant. He's got the arena. He's got Trample now. I'm not sure how much Trample's going to do on a Rubik, but I suppose he could try. Kids with the Avalanche Toss combo, and that's going to be Dendi gone. I mean, they're doing the right thing. He is trying to split push the lanes to force them back, but he does get caught out, and it's not going to feel too good for him, and that basically guarantees Roshan now for 5RAT4
Yeah, only a few seconds away. Doesn't take too long for them to clear that one out. They've got sufficient damage now on DNM. And they're keeping good handle on the waves. Bot lane's the only one that is kind of shoved out. Stonebank just kind of splitting by himself. DNM's on the hunt. Lowdine
Keeps chasing. Stonebank is the real target that they want. He's going to blink towards the south though, and he's going to be just fine. DNM's not going to have a look around through that tree line. Roshan is back up, but they are kind of out of position to start forcing Roshan. It's like Speed might just start getting it done himself, honestly. And he will. Kits will be around the area as well. DNM will have to make the long run up on the Slark, but, well, I say long, but with the Shadow Dance passive, it's quite a fast process in the end.
It's not too drawn out. Wonder who they give the free Ags to. They will give it to Kits. I was wondering if they'd kind of meme here and give it to Speed. So we can get the drums of Slom.
Oh.
I love seeing it.
Yes, those.
It's funny. It's not particularly amazing, but yeah, it's funny.
Nah.
If you had a Veil, it's maybe a little bit hurtful.
No, it's not, John.
Well, the ramp up is a bit weird because of the drum beat, but towards the end it is pretty painful. It's also painful to spend 4,200 gold in that spell.
That is true.
It's like a budget. If you think about it, it's like a budget trample, isn't it?
I mean, not, I guess
It's
so.
AoE damage while you're running around. You can't right click. It's kind of.
Jump in, kids. Out with the avalanche. Dendi again being caught out. Cookie to try and get him out. Forcestaff is there as well. Raw committed. Oh, they've got Stonebank, the Ursa. But no, he's okay for now. He'll pop the Enrage. He'll try to fight through it. Meanwhile, Stoneman is going to die on the Rubik. Stonebank trying to run, but DNM has stolen so much stats away from this Ursa. Still, he'll manage to blink thanks to the Cookie of Moose, but the pounce forward again. Lowdine leaping away, but they've got Stonebank down. The tree volley will be more than enough. Neither hero has buyback available at the moment.
Oh, that's their opening onto high ground. Not much to stop them now. There is still the pulverized, no BKB for Dandy to kind of secure that though. And Arena is down, so it's gonna be tough. DNM still has a lot of those stats, but fortunately does not have his 25. The Essence Shift duration isn't as long. Still, the damage from Kits, they have more than enough.
Jump in for more. Lowdine's gone. Tier 4 towers, they're going right after it. They have had enough of this series. 5RAT, they force out one buyback, but that's not the Ursa. There's your roar out. Dendi, he'll cop it. DNM being thrown around like a ragdoll, but it won't matter. Dendi's down. Funnick is still trying to defend, but he will also drop. More buybacks to come, I'm sure. Funnick has not committed quite yet, but Dendi's in trouble again. Mortimer's Kiss is committed. DNM, he's got another depth shroud. They've called it. GG. They've had enough.
It was a lot better for showing from 5RATFORCESTAFF. I think bait habits there. They did get some early aggression out fairly well. At some point, it's like you mentioned in the cast, right? It felt a little bit unguided.
Yeah.
They didn't manage to jump around with their combination. I think that owes back to draft. The silencer pick definitely showed its value because the threat of coming in and just getting stopped by Global Silence was just too big.